Julia Leblanc joins us live from New Britain with the details of this story. Julia, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you. Yeah, a few days ago, 49 teachers here in New Britain were expecting to lose their jobs. That number has now been reduced to 15. And while those who came here to last night's board meeting say that that's an improvement, they feel 15 is still too many. Now keep them. Now they need to make those decisions soon because they have to vote on their final budget by June. We're live here in New Britain. Julia Leblanc, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
All right,
It's Julia Leblanc joins us now live in New Britain with more. Julia.
Hi, good morning to you. Yeah, because the state says that they've agreed to set aside $170 million for education this legislative session, some school districts are now able to adjust their budgets. But the problem is, here in New Britain, they're not sure exactly how much money they are getting just yet. Now, the board only has until June to make their final decisions here and get that figured out as to how much money they're actually getting from the state, because that's when they have to vote on their final budget. We're live here in New Britain. Julia Leblanc, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
Julia, thank you.
From New Britain with the latest with this story. Good morning, Julia.
Hi, good morning to you both. A few days ago, 49 New Britain teachers were told that they may lose their jobs. Now, that number has been reduced to 15 teachers. However, those who came out to last night's board meeting say that is still 15 to do that by June, because that's when the board and the city need to finalize their budgets. We're live here in New Britain. Julia Leblanc, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
All right, Julia, too many.
NBC Connecticut's Julia Leblanc joins us now live in New Britain with more. Julia, so much back and forth with this story.
There sure is. Good morning to you both. And because the state was able to set aside $170 million extra for education this legislative session, some of that back and forth has been figured out. Some of the school districts who were in major deficits are able to cut down on that. And that is the story here in New Britain. But the problem is right now is that they just don't know how much money they're getting. Now, the board has until June to finalize its budget here, along with the city, to make their votes. In the meantime, they are still waiting again to hear that exact dollar amount for how much aid they're getting from the state. We're live here in New Britain. Julia Leblanc, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
All right, Julia, thank you.
The superintendent here in New Britain says they were able to cut down on that number because of the $170 million that state lawmakers are expected to set aside for education this legislative 20%. Now, the board and city have until June to make its final decisions on the budget here. Back to you guys.
All right.